What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new, go ahead and like and subscribe for more content. I do a lot of the detailing videos, and I also work on my cars, my S2000, my WRX, and my FJ Cruiser. So this video is going to be pretty much a POV of me doing a ceramic coating job for a 2021 Durango, I think the RT model. It's in nardo gray, so it's a pretty sick color. I'm just kind of going through what I do when I do like a ceramic coating job on like a new vehicle. I don't polish the whole car. I kind of look at little defects here and there. This one had about 700 miles on it. So overall, like, the paint was in pretty good condition. It wasn't terrible. So what I'm using is a polishing pad and just like a finish compound. So it doesn't really cut much. There were like a few little spots. So like in this portion right here, I'm doing like the side panels. I'm going through kind of like looking at what I need to get done, and not necessarily like speeding through it, but I'm taking my time. I'm definitely doing like the panels that get hit a lot like while you're driving it. So it's like the rear quarter panels, the front of the car as well. So you'll probably see me go from one panel, and then I might like walk and skip certain panels, and that's because that particular section is like good in my book. Here I'm doing the rear quarter panel on the side of the vehicle, and like I said, I'm just using a polishing pad, and Sonic's Perfect Finish is the exact product that I'm using. So we can talk about different products that I use, especially when I'm doing like a detail like this. Before I pulled in the Durango, I went ahead and decon washed the vehicle. What I used for my decon wash was I think Adam's decontamination soap, and then I went ahead, washed it once, and then I clay barred it with a clay mitt. I think the particular item that I used was an Adam's clay mitt. And then after I used the clay mitt, I went ahead and rinsed the car. This car, a lot of times what I do, especially with like newer vehicles, is I won't really use I hate to like say this, but like realistically there wasn't any iron on this car. So like, yeah, you can iron wash your car, like, and add that step in there. You would do that before you would clay the car. Obviously, like, you spray the iron remover. It's supposed to bring the iron particles to the surface of the car, and then you rinse it off. So that's like the process: is a decon wash, then an iron remover step, and then a clay bar, and then you pretty much like rinse the car, and then you either blow dry it or pat dry. I like to blow it, and then I take a plush towel, and then I kind of like toss it onto the car and kind of use that as a I don't really scrub to dry it off. So that's kind of like the steps I do. This one, low mileage. It's not a Midwest vehicle. It's not driven near the track, so I kind of skipped the iron remover stage. So sue me, blah blah blah, whatever. It's your vehicle, so do whatever as you wish. Anyways, speeding up the process. So I pulled the vehicle in after I prepped it, made sure the surface was clean, and then I took the polishing pad, then Sonic's Perfect Finish. The DA that I'm using is a Rupes LHR 15E, I think is the model number. In the video, you can see like my brother kind of helping me out. Overall, I get vehicles when they're new like this and fresh. I can get them done within, I would say, 6 to 8 hours. If I'm by myself. If my brother was helping me in this video, so it kind of sped up the process. Now I was also doing his wheels in this, so it takes me a lot longer to do the wheels. I guess by myself, if I was just doing the car, I could get it done realistically in about 6 hours. But since I have to pull the wheels off, decon the wheels, and with new cars, all I have to do is pretty much just wash them and then go ahead and coat the wheels first. So I usually add about an hour to an hour and a half for the full process for like wheels. So with this vehicle, I did do that. I did that before I pulled the truck in, and so you're probably looking at about 3 hours of work before I started go ahead and polishing the vehicle. So and like I said, the right now what I'm doing is I'm attacking all the spots that pretty much get hit with like most of the road debris and stuff like that. So it's front bumper, like quarter panels, things like that, and then right above where the windshield is, near his sunroof. So I'm hitting all those spots as I'm going. Now what I'm doing is I'm ensuring that I'm getting every spot. So I have my light, and I'm just going through the whole vehicle and checking. All of my rags and stuff like that are from the rag company. I like to use low pile rags whenever I'm kind of cleaning up or using like an IPA when I'm cleaning up polishing oils and stuff like that. So right there in the bottle, my spray bottle, I'm using just an IPA mixture. Whatchamacallit? There are like G-Technic makes some crap, I forgot what it's called. I'm like losing my train of thought, but and I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this, you guys know what I'm talking about. But they make like not glides for like clay barring, but they make polish remover liquid and stuff like that. I think it's like panel wipe is one of them, and I'm like losing my train of thought. But anyways, you can use panel wipe or other stuff like that. I just find it that there's like, I don't know what they use in it to be like particular, but whenever I use like panel wipe or some of the other stuff that I have, to me it's like harder to get off, and for me to start like looking at spots that I need to hit again. So I found that using IPA, just like turning it into old school, using IPA, like I find that it's easier for me to like wipe down a panel and see if I need to hit it, or like, you know, if I'm good or not. That's pretty much, you know, my processes. All my lighting I have is from Scan Grip, except for this little handheld pen one, like the pocket light. I got that one, I think, from Harbor Freight, and it was just like cheap and easy, but like I use that one the most because I think it's pretty easy to like carry around and turn it on when I need it. But I have two other lights from Scan Grip, and they're like the I forget which model, but I spent like $250 or $300 on them, and those work good. It's just the battery doesn't last long in them. I probably get about I would say 2 hours out of the battery with them, and then I have to like charge it. So I use those whenever I'm like doing a DA job that like it requires me to do more than 2 steps. You know, with new cars, I don't really need like my full equipment. I kind of know based off of my experience that I can just like go from one panel to another, and after my brother like wipes it from behind me, I can just go back and double check and make sure that I got like the little micro swirls out, and that's about it. The gentleman's car that I'm doing now, he never washed the car after he bought it, so, which was perfect for me. You know, when you wash your car, it kind of opens up scratches to it, especially when there's no coating on the vehicle. So he never waxed this, didn't do anything. He just drove it around, and like I said, he drove it around for about 700 miles, so about 2 tank fill ups, and now I'm coating the car. At this stage of the video, I am using CSL to coat the all the panels and everything like that, and I do small sections at a time just to stay organized, like while I'm you know, applying the coating. And after I do one section, it'll flash a little bit, and then my brother comes behind me to go ahead and wipe the spots I get it. So like when I have somebody to help me and do this, the coating jobs go a lot faster. It's just because I don't have to like put down the coating, you know, my materials, and then go back with a microfiber and then wipe the spot. He's using a low pile microfiber, and you want to use a low pile. You don't want to use like a plush one or anything like that, just because plush ones are so hard, man. They like, I don't know, like whenever you use a plush like microfiber on coatings, like after you apply them, it'll like almost catch. It's like it's absorbing too much. So I like to use low pile ones, and that gives me like the best result. So the combination that I'm using for coatings is CSL, which is Crystal Serum Light by G-Technic, and their XOV4. So it's one of the more common coating combinations, especially with like a lot of like big YouTubers. Like if you watch Obsessed Garage and some of the other ones, Chicago Auto Pros is another one that they use this, and like Modesta and things like that. But I've used Modesta before. I've used G-Technic. I've used Adam's graphene coating. And I think those are and R1's coating as well. And I really like the finish of CSL, especially when it's topped with XO. Just the application process is a little bit more, I guess, not necessarily strenuous, but there's an extra step that you have to do with XO. And basically what it is you apply the CSL, and once you apply the CSL, you have to wait, I think they say like 3 hours or so. Honestly, it depends on how hot it is outside, and if you have a 6 setup like infrared or whatever, then you can speed up the process, obviously. I'm not using advanced equipment like that, so I typically base it on the weather outside. And as I'm doing this is I think around like, it's like between 70 and 80 degrees outside right now. Actually, no, it's a little bit less because I'm still wearing my sweater. So it is going to take a little bit longer. They say like 3 hours, but it is a little bit longer. So what I do is I try to coat the car first. Ideally, you would want to top it the next day. I wanted to get this car done in a day to get back to the customer, so I decon washed it as quick as I could, applied the CSL, and then my brother and I mixed up the steps with the wheels. I did the wheels after I had coated it the first time. So, and recording is a little bit weird because this is me showing me coating, but I didn't get the me doing the XO or the wheels. So that's pretty much it. I finished it with the XO, and then once you finish with the XO, you do the same process with wiping it off. This stuff is good to use on all panels, so all plastic and everything like that, you're good to use it on. And I have separate coatings for the wheels. G-Technic makes it, I think it's G6, their wheel coating, and I use that on all the wheels. Generally speaking, wheel coatings are good for about, I would say, 6 months, depending on how hot it is and the driving. But I still coated the wheels because the customer wanted that done, and that was pretty much it from here. So yeah, I once I finish doing this full coating, I pretty much coated everything on this car. I mean, as you can see, I'm like going through and being meticulous and making sure I'm hitting every spot. My brother does one pass coming around with me, and then when I finish, I grab a microfiber and I hit spots again just to make sure that I covered all my spots and I don't have any high spots. That's pretty much my full ceramic coating process. If anybody has any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, if you enjoyed like me talking and me doing this POV of me coating this vehicle, let me know, and I'll do a couple more. I got my FJ content coming up, and I'm gonna be doing a full detail like video with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Go ahead and, like I said, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.